Hey everybody, Super Onion Head here with our first look at the scaffolding. This is part of the 1.8 beta that just came out a day and a half, 2 days ago. I've been poking around with this scaffolding ever since that first dropped, and I've got some interesting things we're going to look at. There are, of course, the pandas, the bamboo, which is what you use to make the scaffolding, and the cats also in this beta. I would highly recommend you go and sign up for this. You can give them feedback on what you do and do not like about these features, but also you get to have the fun of playing around with them and getting a first look at them. Us lucky Bedrock players finally getting some advantages on the Java folks, but that's okay. Let's see. Let's talk about why this block is so important. It is rather unique because it is essentially a three-dimensional ladder. You can climb in it, you can walk right through it, pretend it's not there, and you just climb up it and you crouch and you go down through it. So the way this works as far as constructing it is revolutionary. If you keep placing blocks on the bottom, they keep attaching to the top, and this is limitless from the bedrock all the way up to the block limit of 256. This will just keep placing blocks, which you can then ascend. And you can climb all the way up to the top of them, and I wouldn't recommend it, but you can jump off if you want. But then you just descend simply this way. And like I said, it's like a three-dimensional ladder. It's really hard to fall off of. And the best part is when you are done, you simply break the bottom block and poof, there you go. It rains down all your pieces collectible once again. So let's talk about the mechanics of this. It is obviously a transparent block. It can be pushed and pulled from a piston. When you push and pull it, you can, let's just reset this. You can push it with a solid block. The bottom one moves. The top ones stay here because they are now suspended, or I guess, I don't know. They're not suspended, but they're standing on top of this diamond block. However, if we move the diamond block, they have to be placed on a solid block. They cannot be suspended in air. And they do not simply fall the same way we would see sand fall or gravel fall. They do break if they lose their connection with the ground. This cannot be placed on top of a slab. However, of course, you complete the slab and make it into a block, and you can place it on top of it. All right, so as far as building sideways, this is how the construction works. Same way you would build any block. You come up here, and you just build off of it this way. However, there is a block limit of 4 blocks that you can build out. If you try to build a 5th one, let's look down here. You can see these little particle effects. They're a little hard to see with this blue sky background, but you get the same kind of effect you have from gravel and from sand that is suspended, waiting for a block update to fall. This block is not in danger of falling, however. The particle effects are just there to let us know that is the limit, and if we try to place another, it will fall. These do not break when they fall if they've been placed on the side of a block rather than having their base taken out from under them. They will continue stacking up until it is level, and you get 4 more blocks out before you have to build another base. However, you can bypass this problem by attaching a solid block to it. However, you cannot attach scaffolding to the side of a solid block. It has to be attached to the top of a solid block and then attached to the side of that scaffolding. So using this method, you do ascend a block every time. However, there is obviously, if there was a wall here, you could place this solid block down and then just keep it going out. So using this and a mix of the scaffolding and the dirt that we are all used to using as scaffolding, it'll be a lot easier, but you'll be able to keep straight lines if you want them, and so on. So I'm sure people will discover their favorite ways of using that, and we'll just have to see how people can implement it into their building styles. Something interesting I found, it's not really relevant, it's obviously a bug, but if you get these dropping, like I said, they stack up, but you cannot actually place them on top of a piston. They won't place there automatically. But as you can see, they're just stacking up on here. This is obviously not how it's going to work in the game. It doesn't matter if it does or not. These are unselectable. They're still suspended. It's if they're still falling. They're waiting to hit the ground there. And then when you extend it, they just break. They all shatter like that. So, silly little bug, not a big deal. I'm sure somebody will report it. I should probably report it. This is just an example. I thought maybe if you stacked it up like this, you could get a longer suspension. No, as you can see, the little particle effects falling. These are all fine. You can attach to these if you want to, but it has to be 4 blocks. You can see it dropping, telling us if we add another, it will simply fall. All right, so as far as water goes, these can be waterlogged like any other transparent block of a similar nature. And when you move the block, the water source block moves with it. And when you retract it, it moves with it as well. So that's, I'm sure that's going to be useful in one way or another. Here we have, you cannot put the, like I said, you cannot place the scaffolding on top of. This is me clicking, trying to put it on there. You can't put it on there directly. However, you can slide it on with the use of a piston, which is how I got that one to work. And then, of course, with the piston on there, it will descend just fine. And with multiples on top of it, I guess I don't have to do that anymore, not with these. See, the rest of them break. They don't just fall or move with it. All right, so that's that. Here we have mobs interacting with it. I put these in here to see if they would climb it, because if it was a ladder here, some mobs do ascend ladders, but I put these in here with a cat so that we knew they wanted to leave. These guys do not want to be in here anymore. However, they will not climb on the scaffolding. Don't know if that's going to stay a feature of the game, but it would be nice to have an escape. You can be able to ascend this up to wherever you want to be, and they will not chase you. At least some mobs. I tried it with a few skeleton zombies. None of them are climbing it so far. These do, of course, burn. We're just going to chuck this in here for the sake of it, just to show everybody, because we need to know. Excuse me. This will burn. It does. It takes a sec. It takes a little longer than some other blocks, but eventually it will burn up. Speaking of burning up, we're going to be talking about using it as a fuel source in just a second, but I thought possibly you could use it with a dispenser. Can you imagine if you could attach this, put it inside a dispenser, and it would just dispense it? But no, it just spits it out like it does with most blocks of this kind. You can use it to attach hoppers to pick your hopper's direction. Obviously, that's very important with a lot of builds. Can be a little complicated trying to get them to point the way that we want. So these can be used for that very purpose. And of course, you can place blocks through the scaffolding. You can look right through it and place things on the far side of it. So being able to reach inside your redstone builds and place things in tricky spots, it's going to be a little bit easier now. It does not, like most transparent blocks, it does not carry a redstone signal through it. You also cannot place items such as repeaters or levers. Can't put levers on there. Torches can't put on there. Tried a bunch of different things. It acts pretty much the way you would expect it, a block like this, to act. So real quick, we're going to go over the fuel source. You wouldn't normally think, hey, this is a block I'll build and then use as a fuel source. But worst case scenario, you can use it, and it actually works better than most wooden objects. And I'm going to compare them really quick. One scaffolding will cook 6 rabbits. By comparison, this is, what is that? Not birch. Oh, wood planks. That's a wood plank. It did one cooked rabbit. A door, 1 rabbit. Let's see. Fence did 1 rabbit. Oh, and ladder, 1 rabbit. So these are not very effective fuel sources when you're in a pinch. That one again did 6. Coal does 8. So it's actually a pretty useful. Charcoal as well does 8 rabbits. Fairly useful for fuel sources in a pinch. The bamboo themselves, however, this was a full stack of bamboo. To cook 6 rabbits, it cost 24 bamboo. Since it costs 6 bamboo to make, I believe, 6 bamboo will make 6 scaffolding. you're not really getting your money's worth burning the bamboo. Add a little string to it, make it into scaffolding if you need to burn it. Sticks, by comparison, it only took 12 sticks. So it took twice as many bamboo. They do not burn well as bamboo, but they do burn well as scaffolding. It's just an interesting fact, in case you were curious. All right, so this is a small, interesting use for it that I haven't actually found to be really useful, but in case you want to do some factory farming, you can cram 3 layers together, and they kind of just stay in there. They don't climb it, like I said. They don't seem to think it's a ladder. So if they jump, the chickens will jump, and they will land on the level above. However, you've got your little. There you go. You got cows in there. And so, yeah, I'm sure somebody's going to find a good use for stacking these up like this. I can't think of it yet, but I'm still thinking. I'm still working on it. I'm sure something interesting will come to mind. So, in water, these are actually quite useful. You wouldn't think they would be because, we can all swim through water, especially even more effectively with the aquatic update we had this year. However, like I said, these can be waterlogged, and they can be stacked from the bottom. So if you're trying to fill water source blocks in an open area, you can use these very effectively to be waterlogged. I do believe these are all source blocks anyway, but there you go, see? And then you go all the way up the line, whichever ones aren't source blocks, you just make them source blocks, and there we go. Let's make that one too, just for fun. And then when you've got all of your space filled, you know exactly which spaces you are filling. You don't have to be next to a wall. Poof, you break it, it's all gone. Your water sources are still there. And that may not sound significant, but let me show you why it is. Here we have soul sand. We got a little bubble tube ready, right? Well, if we want to make one, all we have to do, not you, sir. All we have to do is keep placing these as high as we want. And not only can we climb to the top super easy, but we can waterlog all of these on our way up. And right now we are making a pillar of water, suspended by nothing. And it's not a pillar that is just one source block at the top, like usual. A lot of times you'll build these with just a source block at the top and watch it all fall, and this is all water flow. Not so. These are all water source blocks. Boom. And there are your blocks. All gone. Here we have an entire bubble tube. That simple. Look at that. It's crazy. And you can use it for whatever you want. Look at that. And a little diamond fountain. Poof. Simple as that. So, water elevators are going to be way easier to build with this, filling in this water source blocks, and then removing your water source suspension system, which will now be scaffolding, is going to be extremely easy. So, yeah, that's about all I have right now. I'm going to keep looking at it. I'm going to try and see if there's anything else that is interesting or useful about it. But for right now, this is all I got. So I'll keep you guys updated in case there is something. Next, I'm going to be looking at the bamboo. The bamboo, from what I have seen, is absolutely well. It's different. It's a different beast than we've seen so far, and you'll find out in the next video when I go into depth about how you grow it, how you break it, and how it interacts with everything else. It is a wild thing. So, thanks so much for watching. Like I said, I'm going to keep you guys updated with videos about all of the beta changes as they change, so that we will all be up to date when this finally releases. We will all know everything about it, and we will be ahead of the game. Sound good? That sounds good to me. So, go ahead and like this video if you liked it. Subscribe, because I'm going to keep popping out these updates as often as I can. And, of course, go to my Twitch channel where I do stream Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Lots of different things. So go hang out with me there, and we can figure the... Let me just grab these. Wishing fountain over here. Everybody throw a diamond and make a wish. I love these things. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.